Hey there, folks. Welcome. This is Will, K-Mac Vintage. Late video today. I was out running around doing a bunch of things this morning. So then when I got home, I had lunch, and then next thing I knew, Trina was having a video stream. So I joined into that one for a little bit while I did some work. Um, we are continuing that 2CI one. Last night when I left off, we were having some intermittent problems with it. And what it turned out to be, because after I ended up the stream, I went through again and I just did a visual inspection on all of the chips. Hey, point five, how are you? Yes, you're here. How is the weather up there? Because y'all's weather should be getting worse. Maybe. I mean, I don't know how much you're gonna feel on the East Coast, but anyway, but it should be getting somewhat. I had to make a coffee because we still have some rain here left over from this. Yeah, Dave is here too. Dave was on the video of IIci Trina, so um, yeah, Dave, I have this one closed because my thing with StreamYard expired, so I don't have any of that right now. So I just do them this way. Um, so what was I talking about? Oh yes, on that 2CI. I went and looked at each chip and looked good and everything. What I was looking for was any like solder debris or leftovers or shavings here and there. And whole behold, I um, behind two legs on the CPU, I found a big old piece of solder flake or solder remnants that was from probably taking something else off and got stuck on the board and in the flux was there, and I was able to fish it out with my blade. Once I got that out, then I was able to plug everything back in, and the machine fired up, and no problems. It stayed up. So at least last night before I went to sleep, the machine was actually stable, but it was still at that point I was still booting up with a ROM. Now this is not a ROMinator on it. This is the original 2CI ROM copied 8 times on this, or 8 times. Because this is 4 megs, so I needed it 8 times. But it is booting. It's stable, and I am working on it. Here's the one of the Nuba slots, and this is the cache slot. I took them off already. And then I am now sitting here about to solder on this one Nubus. Then we do the other one. Then we do the cache. Then I can show you this board. Oh, come on. It's like it doesn't want to kickstart. Alright, now I can hit them all. So I normally do like 4 or 5 across and this, and then I can do the next. These are reused. I took them off the old board because I don't have these slots. I don't have these smaller ones for the Nubus. I have the larger one that is the same as the cache that is used by the SE30. It's the same, but mine are not black, so I'm trying to keep it all the same on this board. Well, I do gotta say, I did enjoy this actually 2CI. It was really well worth it. It was a nice project. I mean, there are some more findings that I had that I need to tell you all, but I want to wait till I can show you the board. Because I had another finding that might have been why it was not working on the original board. I might have found the problem that was causing the original board not to work. Okay. All right, let's bring this to where you can see it. Um, I only have Dave and 0.5 here, so. But anyway, we can still discuss it. It's kind of neat. All right, so you see, I have put on the choker here, or the inductor. These are the two ADB ports. The audio we did yesterday. The two serials are here, modem and printer. All of these we did yesterday in the power. So all that is there. Um, I did the other memory that's in and all of it working. And I did the ROMs. You see, I put the ROM now into sockets. So that's in sockets. And so I don't have to run it off of the ROM sim anymore. But when I went to put in the ROMs, and this is what I think why that other, well, maybe, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, I put them in and I wasn't getting anything. It was, again, I was getting like a gray screen or a pink screen or a blue screen, similar to what I was getting with the actually original board. So then I was like, okay, well, the only thing I've changed is between this ROM versus this ROM. That's it. So I took another 2CI that I have here and I took off the ROM from it and I stuck them in and it booted up. So then that was telling me then that the original ROM, one of them was bad. So then I went and started testing one by one until I found a bad one, which was ROM 4. ROM 4 was bad. So then I took a 27C010 chip, an EEPROM that I have. I've got a bunch of them. I programmed ROM 4 on it and covered it up and put it in here, and it works. But you see, why I think that that wasn't the only problem on the original board. Okay, because remember, if the ROM is bad and I bypass it by doing this and I boot with a ROM sim, the old board should have booted, and it was not. So not only was it the ROM issue, but I think there was something else also with the original board. And the original board had a lot of issues with the traces all along here, here, here. They were fairly bad. Now I still have not washed this board, and I don't think it'll get washed until I come back. I may go ahead. I may go ahead and wash it tonight so it doesn't sit here for a week and all this flux bacon on it. If that's the case, then let me turn on my ultrasonic cleaner. Let that start getting hot. I'll leave it in the garage while I'm away. That way it gets some good heat and it will still dry out good. So I do think something was wrong with the ROM because, I mean, now if I take this board, let's plug everything in. We take that, we take our SCSI, take our video. I'm even gonna bring keyboard, speaker. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh, be nice if I take the power cord and plug it into the power supply. Come on, there we go. We got tone. And see, it's booting up. It's not using the ROM sim. I have two of the Nuba slots already in. We should get screened momentarily. It's already green, so, but I just don't have, it's got a lot of memory to test here. So I can have some coffee. No, the bad ROM didn't have any corrosion or anything with it. As a matter of fact, I still have it sitting. It's actually right here. The legs are very nice, very good. I just think it got actually corroded. I mean, it got actually corrupted on the chip somehow. I mean, all the legs are there. They're very clean. So anyway, if we see, there it is booting up. Let me flip that over. That's my codes for. See, mouse is working. I got color. Okay. There we are. Now I have not connected TechStep yet to actually this. Because I want the Nuba stuff in it, but the ROM chip looks fine. I mean, the only thing maybe this was not the right chip that was originally on there. Maybe they put the wrong. It looks like 736. Yeah, that is the correct chip. Because even if I put this on my other board that I used their ROM to test, it was not powering up. Yes, the problem went away with the rebooting. I think it's because of the flaky of the piece of solder flake or gunk that I had behind the ROM, behind the CPU chip. It was a very small piece there that was behind it, and it was like touching the backside of the two legs. So that's where cleaning and this other stuff is very important. So anyway, but yeah, things have been. I mean, things have been okay with it. I did start taking off the slots and doing that work. Hold on, I'm looking for a number here that I need to send a message to. Why can't I find this person? Um, so yeah, the now I did put in the slot earlier, and I came and tested it, and for some reason I wasn't getting any video out of it. But I wonder if that is the video card is not good. So anyway, so I do need to test that, but I was waiting to finish putting in these slots so I can test it with actually. This is going to be a solid board when you are done and good looking to boot. Yes, I mean I enjoyed this board so much, I guess too because it's a change from an SE30. But my problem is I'm gonna be running out of a RAM SIM socket soon, and I'm gonna have to start recycling the ones with plastic clips or use SIPs. And for the SIPs, then that's means the person would have to put some pins on their memory or buy new memory that we have. So because I mean, it's I need to find more sockets, but I'm not gonna pay $10 a piece. Okay, I mean, if the person that wants me to reload the board for them and that, if they want to go to PE Connection and well PE Phoenix and buy their own sockets and ship them to me, then fine. But I can't see spending $80 just on 8 sockets. I mean, but yeah, I did enjoy this board so much. I mean, I thought these 3 chips here were going to be a challenge for me to solder. But they went so well. They went, I mean, it just flowed so nice, the IIci solder going to them, and really stuck well. All the legs actually lined up perfectly. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. Okay, so let me shut this down because I want to put on this other socket. It's gonna restart, but I'm gonna shut it down. You see, so I just don't know what to do about the sim sockets. I mean, that's going to be a problem for, that's going to be a problem for the actual community. I mean, um, maybe it's worthwhile for the community to get some of the heavy hitters together, um, and see if we can get these remade, get these manufactured again, like what Steve did for the DB19 connectors. Um, and then order 100,000 of them or something, or something like actually that. Yeah, this has the option for different chips there, different power connection. Okay, you can use ATX, but then you need to put a transistor here. So more than likely, this is an actually 4401 to N4401 or a 3904 or something like that. I need to ask Max what we need to put there. Um, so anyway, let's see if we can let's see if I can get this other socket put in. See how the legs look. Okay, let's see. That's the hard thing is because a lot of these legs are bent, is finagling it back in there. I have to look at the scope quite a lot. Hmm, like something down here is blocking it. Oh yeah, I see it. All right, it went in, so I did get it to slide in all the way. Just about all the way. Okay, so it's there. So now I just need to solder that in. Mm. Um, I went on Max's GitHub, and the Gerber for this is on his GitHub, and so is the bomb, but it's not in the format I need for JLC to actually upload. So I emailed him to find out if what he has behind the scenes that he hasn't uploaded. Because I want to order like 10 more, because I have a lot of these boards that are not working. I can fix them and sell them, or just have them as a transfer for people. They send me theirs, and I send them one that's working. And I can do it a lot quicker then. I mean, they send me theirs, I send them one working plus the fee, because alright, last 12, last 8, last 4. Okay, the Nuba slots are all in. That one worries me. There's one on here that worries me. I need to see if there's a pin in there. Yes, okay. It might be a little bent in there. Alright, so that's in there. Alright, now I have the other one. This is the cache one, but I need to make sure this is nice and clean and straight. Alright, clean, okay, let's see how straight they are. Alright, let's put it on and see what we can get out of it. Getting it there. I need to take the memory out so it's lower. That way the slot rests on the bench and to have a high spot. I can do it that way. I'll have to push it down and heat it up. I have every pin coming through, that none of them bent underneath. All right, that's sitting nice and flush and flat. All right, let's solder it on there. I want to make sure every pin is there before I start soldering. All right, here we go. And 9.5, the actually tech stuff you bought is working well for you? Dave, who was in the stream, well, who was in the chat, he also bought one. I don't think he's tested it yet though. I think he has got the cables. I need to unload the other ones I have. I still have 8 of them. 4 are built and ready. The other 4 are partially built here with me. The other 4 are with Jake in the States, so I need to sell those. I got a lot of money laid there in them, so I need to recover it. Okay, I think this is the last bit of salt. Oh no, I still, no, well, yeah, I still need to find what battery connector I can put on this, but it really doesn't need a battery. Martin, hey, how are you? You've verified 3 units with it, okay. It's working well for you though? I mean, you're finding the problems, or you're finding that it tests the machines very good for you? All right, so I think I have everything soldered on now. I'm only gonna put in 4 of memory because I don't want to take a long testing time. Let's see where we are with things here. Okay, let's see first if I do get boot. Then we'll hook up tech step and test with that. Chime. Yeah, don't use very long cables for the serial. Mine are not that long. I have gray screen, I have pointer, and as soon as I get the loading, I'll turn it off and get out the tech step. Okay, there it is. All right. Don't need that no more. Don't need this no more. Will not need the speaker for it. Yes. There it is. This one, this one is not living in a case. I don't have any cases printed right now. ADB cables, the nice thing with them is that if you can find a true 4-wire S-video, it's the same. You can use them, but it's got to be a true 4-wire. Martin, yes, this machine is fully up and working. I haven't even cleaned it yet though either, okay? You weren't here, but let me do the very basic. What I found after I ended the stream last night, I went and looked, and behind 2 pins on the CPU here, I found some solder flakes or solder junk. I took that off and it started working. The IIci Tech Step is nice. I mean, it helps me tremendously because, like, for example, I mean, in some of my live videos this past week, you've seen it, where the board works fine, okay? Everything working on it, okay? But then when it comes to test actually serial, which is right here in this area, it actually fails. And without this, I would have sent that board out because I'm assuming everything is working. You see, so no, on here, no. This CPU is not socketed. I don't think you can socket that. Not the way those legs are. Yes, this is a 2CI. So the IIci Tech Step came and found the problem with the IIci serial stuff. A snooper would not have found it. These other ones would not have found it. See, it actually turned it on itself. You see, communication now is actually established. Now I will do logic test, which is 5. And I'll do all tests. It's helped me a lot. I mean, it doesn't tell me, like on those SEC errors, it won't tell me exactly where the error is, but it was telling me it was on the actually handshake signal. Then I look at the schematics and you can figure it out. It tells you modem handshake or printer handshake, and off the schematic, you know what ports are modem, which one is printer. You trace your way back and you get to the chip that you need to check. Now the IIci is a much more detailed test compared to the one for the SE30. Come on, what's happening here? I lost my progress window. Maybe I have something up with the ADB that's not right. Even the machine changed its screen appearance. Let's go back and test that ADB. I do have a shaky cable over here. This cable, the end of the thing is about to break off, so I may have to change cables. Line, see, that's the low voltage. Don't know if this will solve anything, but yeah, line 5. Yeah, I'm a little bit low on the voltage. I'm getting 4.8 or 4.77, but that's all right. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Let's test SEC. That low voltage can be coming from my power supply too. Might not be too good. Dave already has one, Martin. See? See? That's with the serial section, and this is the printer side of it. Okay, so on the schematic, when I look at the schematic, the printer side is port J3. Well, sorry, this is the wrong. This is the schematic for the SE30. But it should be the same thing. I mean, '14 and '18. Printer port resistor pack 2, handshake I. That HSKI, yeah, printer port. Okay, it's telling me it's coming from the printer port going into RP2, which is this actually resistor pack right here. On pin 12 and 9. So let's see what my all right, 12 and 9. 12 and 9 was it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're right across from each other. So it should be this one and this one. Okay, I'm getting 44. I'm getting half of the resistance that I should be getting. $44 ohms. The readings of this resistor pack are all over the place. Something is up with this resistor pack here. We're getting readings that are all over the place. But then that goes into pin 10 of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Alright, so I'm thinking it is this resistor pack first. That's my problem. And it could solve my voltage problem. Well, there might be some debris sitting in there. Let's go look at it. All right, sorry, I'm gonna switch back now to the stream. I can't see what's going on and what's in the chat. Yeah, I brought him to the show. Um, the version that I sell has a nice case on it and cover and keyboard and everything. They run off of a iPhone 6 battery. So I want to check this resistor pack, make sure there's no. I'm gonna fix it for you, don't worry. I don't really see anything out of the ordinary. All right, and the 175s also look good. 175s are easy to change. I actually have them if I need to change them. This one looks a little rough. But you see, if I didn't have a tech step, I would have sent this board out because I would have had no way to test IIci serial and printer. Yeah, Florida's gonna have it hard. My sister is in Cape Coral, Florida, Fort Myers. The storm is about even with them right now. They're feeling some of the bands. They're not anywhere near in the path, but yes, they are feeling it. Okay, so I want to see what the resistance is on these things. That looks like it's ground across. Yes, it is. This will give me 44 ohms. This will give me 47, and it was not giving me 47 earlier. 43. 47. 45. 45. 47. 44. Nothing. That won't go straight across. Okay, so let's compare it. These two are identical. 45, 43, 47, 47. I think now they're giving me better readings. I think it was just debris or something was not right there. 43, 43, 44. Okay. Okay. So now I'm measuring from this side of the resistor pack, from the side that's already, that has to go through it, and over here, and comes to this leg, which is part of that signal. Alright, so I think that the resistor packs are fine. So then the problem can be with the 175 chip or this LS30. I've had more cases of it being the 75 chip, but we're gonna check these legs. Sorry. This one chip is the one that controls everything for the printer. That looks good. Martin, since you're in UK, I know I'm shooting myself in the leg here because I'm not selling one of my products. But Max, who's the creator of the Tech Step, he is in IIci UK, and he sells them as a kit. So then you have to build it. Not sure if he'll sell one assembled. But he sells them for around 300 pounds. Oh, wrong chip. I think his come with the battery because he's allowed to mail that in the UK as long as it's inside the actual device. Alright, let's see if any of that stuff that I did improved this. Put rivets in that still. Oh, that storm is a Cat 3 now already? Wow. When it was over here, it wasn't even a tropical storm yet. We were feeding it for it to grow. Alright, we need to do, you see, I can see the power status is telling me that its readings 4.62 volts. And it's telling me low, it should be 4.8. Here I'm seeing 4.72. Okay, but I think that's my power supply. It's not putting out enough voltage. Okay, power up voltage. Power up voltage, actual normal is 4, so that's high and good. CPU ID, am I worried about CPU? Well, if I did that, it will go here and it's checking the CPU. It's telling me it's a Mac 2 CI. Press 0 for info. Oh, I pressed back. 4, 0. So here's telling me ROM version, I can't see. ROM subversion, not found. Parity RAM, no. Built-in video, new bus cards. Anyway, so let's go to the logic. We want to go back to now the SEC. I don't think that solved it. I think I'm gonna have to change that 175 chip. No, you see, it's still telling me it failed. What I did there was just swap the cables around and see. It may be a cable issue. Nope, not cable issue. It's still telling me the same thing. So I'm gonna swap out this 175 and see if that fixes it for me. Guys, give me 1 second here. I need to pay an invoice here for me to get my packages delivered. An order, some things arrived from my forwarder, so I need to. Give me 1 second here. I'm taking care of it right now. 103. Okay, that's paid. I can close down that app. I can delete these two emails. All right, so we're gonna take off this 175 chip. There was one of my legs that I lost, but that was so short one. Um, all right, this is the one for the printer. Let me make sure on the schematic. Give me 1 second here. Printer. UA5. UA5. That is UA5. Yes. Let's see if this is it. I had some sitting right here. Now where did I put them? Where did they go? Yes, here it is. Okay. These were two that I took off of another board that turned out not to be the fault, so I saved them. For me to reuse because there was nothing wrong with these two. Now there's possibility that it may not be. But this is my first one I'm gonna try. It could be the LS30. If that's the case, oh boy, I'm running low on those. All right, go try this again. Repeat. All this work is always the same. Hey there, Retro Techie, how are you? Clink, clink. Hey, Retro Techie, hello, gentlemen. Gotta pay those bills. Well, this was an order from JLC that's arriving that has been cleared through customs, so I had to pay for the duty and the other stuff with that. Then the other one is an order for some connectors that I need for the Fujinets that we're gonna start selling. My Fujinet boards are in that order from actually JLC. So is some more of the compact. So is the SE30 compact, the classic compact. This is why this because I kind of bent it. So we have the classic compacts coming also. And some other PCBs are in that order. Nah, it's making it look easy. It's after you've repeated this 1,000 times, um, it becomes easier. Yeah, the board is real nice, and I really enjoyed working on this. So, Martin, remember, I mean, if you want to, that these tech steps, I mean, Max is right there in UK, so it'll be a lot easier for you to get from him. But as a kit, um, I, I'm not sure if he builds them. He may. Still getting it, so it wasn't that. You know what my gut is telling me, right? I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't think you know, but I'm still leaning towards a problem with this resistor pack. See, because here is giving me, look, 35 now. This one's giving me that. They're both going all over the place, so it's not the 175. Oh God, I was hoping it's not the LS. I don't have those. I don't too many of these. Don't want to think it's that LS. So it was not the 175, so I'm gonna leave that one on the board. I'll put this one that I took off in this bag. That way I know it's good. All right. look at. All right. Oh, I know what. Okay, I'm gonna. All right, we're gonna put this on using the IIci method. So basically, all it is that I'm gonna heat up these pads till they become nice and shiny and clear. Because right now they look dull. When it becomes shiny means then that it is liquefied. Then I can just drop that chip right on there. So you see, we thought we were done with this board, right? Your gaming RAM is the Shinson. Nah. I need to take a break. Soon I gotta go pack my stuff in there, but I gotta take my dog over to my mom's house, and she'll watch him. Oh, let's see how. Let's see if this connected good. One leg is not. Gotta fix that one. All right, let's just put some dab of solder on there. There we go. Oh, sorry, I don't know why your view so. This side is all connected. Can you all see that? Let me see if I can focus it so you can see. Okay. Uh, yeah, for me, tech step is a valuable tool because, or else, like I said, I would have sent this board out. I would have, and never knew there was a problem with the serial. Well, this time with the print report. All right, so I put on another LS30. Resistor back. Let me see something on the schematic. Let me see if that goes all the way back to the SEC. It could. I need to check that SEC to make sure it's. All right. Since we know that one, let me test the other ones and see. UC5. Did I change it right? Was it LS30? Yeah. All right. SCSI passed. Swim passed. FPU passed. And sound. So my only problems are the voltage thing, but I'm not gonna worry about that one. Is this SEC? And now I'm leaning towards it being because the the item it says that's bad is the HSKI, and that comes out of pin 10 on the 175. 4Y, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I don't know how that chip sends them through to the other side. It could be SEC. I mean, I need to check that cabling again on the soldering of that just to make sure. See, printer HSKI. You know, it's not going to be that LS30 that I changed. The LS30 has nothing to do with the HSKI. Nothing at all. It's totally between the 175 and the resistor pack and then the SEC chip. The LS30 has no input on HSKI. So there's nothing wrong with this chip. All right, well, let's keep on looking. Anyone ideas? Come on. So this has nothing to do with it. So it's between the port here to here to here to here. I want to check my solder work on the SEC chip. I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna just swap these two resistor packs around and see if that problem moves from the printer port over to the serial. So that's all I'm just gonna flip them around. My tweezers now. Boy, when I'm working with these two chips, I'm smelling a lot of that fish smell. Um, we'll find out now if it is the actual port, because if the error stays on the same place. I mean, when I look at the schematic for it, there is one signal. Okay. Now, there are two signals that come out of this LS30 to go to the printer, but they're transmit negative and transmit positive. So it's got nothing to do with the HSKI. And then out of this LS30 comes HSKO. Now, could it be that? I don't know here. In a minute, I'm gonna switch that other 175. I'm gonna switch that other LC too. Make all four of them new ones. You see? Ah, it could not enter via SCSI, via serial. That means that this resistor pack is bad. Because now the problem moved from the printer to the serial side. The only thing changed was this. So I gotta find one of those chips. I have some CI donor boards here. So the problem moved. So let's take a resistor pack off of this board. Took it off of a donor. If it does not get into test mode this time, you found the problem. Yeah, communication to text step, once it passes the first little bit of it, is actually serial issue. But the only thing I changed was this, okay? So with this resistor pack over here, everything worked. So now I brought, and the actually printer port wasn't working. Now I brought the problem from printer to serial. And the only thing I changed this time was this. So that's my bad part right there, which is what I felt in my gut was the problem from the beginning, you see? But when I was measuring it, I was like, it doesn't look wrong. But my gut still kept on saying it's wrong, it's wrong. Oh, 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 that was hot, that was hot. Stupid Will. Ooh, that stuff is hot. This is an ugly looking chip. The legs are so bad. I know the other thing I'll do before I put it back over there, I want to measure this one. See if I'm way off like the other ones were. Oh, that's hot. The reason why I'm not telling you what I see yet. Okay, I'm about to tell you. All right, all of these measured exactly 45.5, all of them. So I think definitely the other chip was messed up because the ranges were all over the place. Ranges were all over the place on the other one. Now they're all exactly the same. Guys, if my audio goes bad, please let me know. connected. Resistor pack. I should have gone with my gut feeling from the beginning. So 0.5, you're seeing now one of the tricks about TechStep and solving. I've still got that printer problem. I wonder if that other resistor pack too is a bit flaky. But now this is printer TXD. Okay, and printer TXD is coming from both of the TXDs are coming from this LS30 UC5. I just put, yay, these things are killing me today. Coming from the same resistor pack, line 3 and 4. If this resistor pack is all over the place, I'm gonna swap it. I could be getting readings from that. Yeah, it's already all over the place. 47. $42, $43. See the lines for transmit and receive, which is actually TXD transmit, negative and positive, are on 1, 2, 3 right here, and I'm getting a very low reading there, and on here. Here I'm getting a very low reading. I'm gonna switch that other resistor pack. Very odd to have two of them bad. So let's take this one off. Oh, I can't see my screen. I found Max. Oh, yes, Max is on 68K, but I can also, if you need to reach him, I can give you the info. That one, Andy, that one you're talking about, that's not a new one. That's the old version. You see it here? This was actually prototype number 1. Okay, which then we got rid of this because with this I can't make a nice case. Okay, because you got this big thing in your way. So then he made it then that the battery is on the underside, and then this is nice and flat for the battery. Okay, so this is an older version. This was the first ones, because it also has a different connection for the actual screen. Like this is one board and this is one board, and then this is a 3D printed piece of plastic that is put here to hold the screen. The new ones don't have that. This is all one piece, and you screw in the screen a bit different. No, I'm not gonna swap them back. I'm gonna change that pack. I'm gonna take the one from the other board. Okay, so this was the first ones. Okay, because this one here too, you have to select the ROM using and actually dip switches right here. With this newer one, you don't do that. There is an actually Arduino running code, which comes up first, and then you can select which ROM you want, and then it will load. It will load that ROM. So there aren't any actually dip switches. And the other thing that is also different is that this port is now down here on the actually underside. It was mainly done so that we could make a nice case for this and make it nice and flat. Okay, so yeah, now he may still have some of these boards, and he's offering this version. Okay, but this version, a lot of the stuff that were up here have been moved to the bottom. These are still up here. These have moved, but this is still up. And there isn't really anything. You see here on this one, there's quite a few things on the bottom, and these have moved over to the other side. I could swap it back 0.5, but okay. No, he doesn't have a web store. Yeah, you see that's an old picture. That was a November that was a 2023 model. That was um this one prototype that I showed you with the big battery. That one we took with us to actually VCF last year. So that was October 23. Well, sorry, September 23. So that was when that version was. So now it's been simplified a lot more. 0.5, I could swap it back, but I think that then it's still gonna give me. Um, I could. I mean, I gotta take them both off then here instead of just one. Let me try the one from the other board. I have a feeling that's gonna be the problem. Ugh, I don't like how those legs look, but let me let my dog out. I think he needs to go out. Keeps on coming, checking on me too much. Come on, I'll let him back in a few minutes. He runs out there and wakes up everyone in the neighborhood. Oh, you mean the LS30? Nah, well, I know that's not the problem with it. It's so I put the one I took off on another board on where I took the first one off, and I know it's good and I can use it. I think my problem is here. Because LS30s don't fail too often. I mean, it's more the 175s and these suckers, resistor packs. On the SE30, resistor packs is my #1 failure. That's the first thing I check on everything. Okay, let's go check. I'm gonna check resistor pack values before I move away from here. See, so far I'm getting them all exactly the same. 45 point. They're either 45.4 or 45.5. I should have known better, man. I should have gone with my gut feeling, because from the beginning I had the gut feeling that it was this. Yep. As soon as I saw that those readings were fluctuating all over the place, because that's what happens with them. When they go bad, that's what they start doing. No, they're not. They they go quite often. My #1 failure point, especially on the SE30s. Those actually three borns in the back, those 3 born resistor packs there in the back. The same thing. I mean, this actually resist. Oh, you can't see. This actually resistor pack here's for the floppy. Okay, these two are for serial and printer. This is printer and this is serial. Okay, on the SE30 it's the same thing. You got 2 borns for actually serial printer, and you got 1 for floppy. Okay, floppy yeah. This is for the keyboard and that and the mouse. You know, you can see what I'm pointing at. This guy here. Okay, and those suckers always fail. Let me see what my dog is doing out there. Hold on 1 second. Let me go get him. All right, he's back. All right, you do your business. I hope so. Probe the tiny caps inside. What do you mean 0.5? I can't open this up. I mean, on the boards that I make, they have the two actually resistors on each side and a cap in the middle. Yes. Because those boards you can't buy them anymore, so then we have to make them and actually improvise, right? All right. Will this solve the problem once and for all? Turn on, terminate. Okay, here comes a test. All tests. Let's go to page 3. SEC. Oh, the glare is a bit bad. Sorry. There. Still a problem. Ay, ay, ay. All right, who wants to say something? 175, UA5, UA4. The LS30 has got nothing to do with HSKI. Okay, it works with serial. This LS30 has something to do with HSKO or 0. HSKO on the printer port. But this one has got nothing to do with it. It has transmit and transmit plus and minus. Yep, back to the handshake stuff. And this other 175 here has nothing to do with printer. This is all serial. This has to do with HSKI, this one. Switched it. But maybe that, because remember, I used a used one here, okay? So maybe this is bad to begin with. All right, I used one that I took off of another board. And maybe it was bad too. So knowing that, I'm gonna take it off and put on a brand new one. Let me get my brand new one. Let me find it. Please. 175, okay. We're gonna take that one off and put on a brand new one. Because I used one that I took off of another board. Oh, since I'm here, I'm gonna switch them both. I switched them both out. I want to just touch them up with the soldering iron. Cable, I keep on. Okay. Passed. That's it. There we go. It was. Which one? I can't tell you, but switching them both did it. Because that one I used was from another board. I took it off of a board and put on a new one, and the problem remained. So I assumed then that 175 was good. So I put it in my good bag. But we passed. So now we should be able to go here and do all. I got two more little things I need to solder on this board. That's it. There's two things. Let me see if Max wrote me back, because I sent him the email yesterday and nope. Yeah, I'm glad it's not the SEC. But it was definitely one of the resistor packs. Okay, I think it was both of them, because both of them were giving readings all over the place. Okay, they need to stay consistent. Wow, 5 miles short of a Cat 5, a Cat 4. It'll be a 4 shortly. Let me see where that thing is at anyway. Let me look at my. What failed now? ADB. Why are you telling me? Oh, that's failing because of that 5 volt thing. That's why. See, the 5 volt line. Yeah, that I'm not gonna worry about. Now it says right now due west of Tampa. Boy, that Tampa Bay is gonna get a lot of water pushed in there. She big, boy. She big. All right, so that one passed. Scuzzy's gonna pass. What is that? Amp, amp one high? I don't know what that one is. I've never seen that error on the sound. Let me look at the sound circuitry. Where is amp one? See, this doesn't tell me what amp one is. Let me. I'm gonna switch power supplies here. The power supply I'm gonna put on now is not for CI, it's for SI. Where is that power supply? Oh, put it back over here. Some voltages are fine on it, some are a bit off because it's a bit smaller, but it'll still work. Come on. Why are you not wanting to? There, okay. You see, it's giving me a better 5 volts, 4.95. Exactly 12. My negative 12 is a bit low, so I want to run those two tests with this power supply. Let's see. Comprehensive tool. What do you mean, the tech step or the way I'm doing all this? Okay, because you got to remember that negative 5 volts I can't measure here, okay? But it is on the board because these two chips here work off of negative 5. All right, and the sound works off of negative 12. Okay, and what I want to test here is the ADB now. See, now it's got right voltage, so it'll pass it. See, so I was right about that voltage issue. Now let's look at the sound, and the sound might fail because it's not enough voltage coming in. Still saying me that amp left is high. I don't know what that means. I'll have to look at the different. There is a redraw schematic of this. When actually Max did this board, he completely redrew the actually schematics, and it's a lot better labeled. Okay, because really all the sound circuitry is in this part here. These two chips, these caps, and this one. But I don't know what the ample high is. I'm trying to see from the schematic. There's nothing here that says that's labeled that name. Maybe on his schematic. Let me pull up his schematic here on the screen. And I'll go to the sound information and see what. MDU, new chip, Nubus, RBV, video DAC. SCSI, Swim, 8530, the LS is the 175s. Yeah, you see, that's all in that circuitry there. Okay, here's the sound chip. All right, let me magnify this. Trying to see if it's got something that's called that amp. You know what? I need to download the schematic. All right, now I can open it better. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Here. What do y'all think this is? This says amp 1 or AMPL high, meaning amp left. This is so out of focus. Um, 0.5. What do you think that means? Amp left or amp AMP1? Okay, because I gotta remember that this has two Sony amp chips on it, left and right. Telling me amp left high. I think that's what that means. Amp left. Yeah, I'm thinking left is more LM3080M. Left AD, left 12 volt sound. At least we don't have the SBC and we don't have the ADB issue anymore. But then we have another issue. I want to see the soldering on that chip. Oh, I need to see what I'm showing you. Wrong chip. Now you know this is the same sound chip that is on the Classic. And I'm putting a lot of force on them there. And if they're not moving, then I know they're soldered good. What was that one that fell off that I had to put? Wasn't that L13? Wasn't it L13? Remember last night I had a Farad bead I had to put on? Right here. Yep, that's it. That's a ferrite bead I had to put on. And that has to do with audio. So maybe the one I put on is the wrong value because these ferrite beads have values. So I take the one from my donor board and put that one on here. Remember that? Maybe UB2. I'll go to the other side in a minute. But I remember this ferrite bead because these are the ones used on on the SE30s. Damn it, at 4:46. I gotta end soon, boys. I gotta go to my mother's. Don't think I'm gonna stream later tonight because Justin is streaming. Plus, I have to do a bunch of stuff. My ultrasonic cleaner is finally hot enough that I can put this board in there. This ferrite bead is directly involved with the power coming into that UB2 chip. If I'm not mistaken, let me go back to the schematic and look. All right, yeah, so you see 12 volts come in, goes through this ferrite bead. It goes through two different resistors and has 12 volt sound coming in. That then goes to UB2 chip. So if the UB2 is the left one, which it is, maybe the power wasn't right. Could be that that ferrite bead was screwing it up. I'm just drawing at straws there. That's all I can think. That because I've never had that audio issue before. So yeah, but one UB2 is right. Sorry, UB2 is left and UB3 is right. Um, don't know if this is gonna solve it. It's just a stab in the dark, guys. The first thing, no, it's still high. But I really wonder if it is really. I don't know. To me, that sounds. To me, it sounds fine. You know what? Let's find out something here. Because remember, I'm using a power supply that's not for this machine. The only reason I was using that is because my power supply for this machine is not recapped. Okay, I have not recapped this, so it's still gonna have weird voltages. And we've seen that already with the 5 volts on the ADB. When I went to a power supply that gave me a better 5 volts, that problem disappeared. Okay, so this problem here could be totally power supply related. What am I doing here? It might have nothing to do with something bad on the board. See, now this power supply is giving me exactly 12 volts, 5 volts, 11.7. You see, so So I guarantee you now, if I go and test ADB, it's gonna pass. It's the same power supply that I was using earlier. See, I don't have that problem. Now let's go test sound. No, I still have it. It's not power related. Yes, I think L13 feeds them both. Yeah, it does. It feeds them both. But yeah, I'm just not sure what this amp left high means. I mean, maybe it's just putting out too much volume. That it's just putting out too much. Oh, it's another one to solve. But you know what? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm gonna let this run good in the ultrasonic cleaner for like 15 minutes. That's what I normally do for them. Then I'm gonna let it sit in that hot water to melt all this stuff off. So one thing we've seen here that, I mean, the power supply too can have an impact on your test results, okay? We saw earlier that the same power supply that I have right here now, this one, is the one that I used earlier, and it was giving me low voltages on the 5-volt rail, and now all of a sudden it's giving me good. So yeah, I may have to scope them out. I mean, I need to charge my scope there, but I think I'm gonna clean it, and then I can test it again and all that. But I do need to wrap up here, so I can do I have to do quite a bit of stuff still before I go, and then I also gotta go to my mother's shortly. I gotta take my doggy over there and all of his stuff because he's gonna stay with mom for a bit. So I do have some things I need to get done. Then I gotta cook dinner. I gotta clean the kitchen. Oh, a dishwasher is gonna wash the dishes, not me. And then from there I have to pack my stuff and all that. So I do got some things I need to get done. So, but I mean, point five, thank you again for your input. At least we see how we can use a tech step to slowly chisel at the issues. Because really, if I didn't have the tech step, I mean, I would have sent this board out. I mean, honestly, I mean, I would have had no way of knowing that. I mean, a resistor pack on my serial side and one or both of the 175 chips were bad. You see, so these are the things. These are the things that normally you don't see. Dave, thank you. Yes, appreciate it. I try to do it best I can with my streams. I mean, what you see is what it is. I mean, and my problem solving, and how I try to eliminate things. Um, break down the tech step based on the different sections. Like, okay, it is SEC related. Now it's sound related. So we need to figure out something's wrong with the sound circuitry. It could be the chip. I mean, because remember these two sound chips sit right around 4 caps. So could be a few things there. But I'm gonna soak it. I'm gonna put it in the ultrasonic cleaner and let it go. Thank you, point five. I thank you too for your input. I mean, it is very valuable. I'm glad you got to see some good stuff with the tech step. For those of you that want the redrawn schematic of the 2CI, it is out there. Oh, I closed this page already. Hold on here. I'm gonna put the link in the. Let me see if sorry. Let me see if I can put the link in here, if it will go. Yeah, okay. You go there and you'll find the actually redrawn schematic for the 2CI. It's a lot better than the original hand-drawn one. I just downloaded it too. I just saw it earlier today or yesterday, and I was like, damn, I need this one. So I still got to test out Nubis on this. We haven't even done that yet. I mean, we need to make sure that works. But I want to clean the board. I always learn something from all of y'all too. Okay, so it is two-way. I mean, multiple minds on it, hammering an issue is always better than just a single opinion. Um, it's always together that we get these things done, right? There is no I in team, right? So and as a team, we seem to get things better, and we all learn. We all learn. I mean, all this is learning to me. I mean, y'all, all of you know my story. I didn't start this until February. Time that I even touched the Macintosh board, or even thought about soldering on one, or even held a soldering iron. So, and you see where I am now. And I appreciate, I value that y'all come and watch, and that y'all think I'm a good teacher. That means actually good stuff to me. And I try to keep it focused on what it is. I don't try to bring in all the other BS, all the other side stuff. Although sometimes that's fun, but hey, I want to stay on what this is because. But anyway, we did very good with this board. I mean, I am very pleased with it. It's a very nice board. It's. I want to do more of them. I want to do more. And the bad thing is, I only have one more actually board. I need to buy some more. So I'm hoping Max will answer me, and um, I can get the proper bomb and the proper pick and place file, or else I'll have to go and make all that myself, and that'll be very time consuming. But anyway, I'm not gonna. I have a bit of stuff to do, and I want to give the time to over to Justin, because I think he is streaming tonight, right, Dave? I mean, Tuesday and Thursdays is usually his two nights. So um, let me see here. Upcoming, yes, he has one at 8 p.m. my time. That's 9. That's 9 Eastern. Okay, so yeah, so I don't want to take anyone from watching him, and I want to give him the actually full audience at all possible. Plus, I have stuff to do. So, okay, folks. Anyway, I'll be watching those streams and people. Dave, Sunday I may actually pop in and say hi and this and that, but I won't be joining in. So and your SC30 board, I'm not sure. Maybe you'll have it for next Sunday, and then I'm back, and you can test that SC30 live on stream again, like we did with the classic that you got. So the SC30 should work, because I mean I fixed everything on it, and it was working fine here. So brand new RAM sockets, brand new ROM sockets, and I fixed that one trace that I think I broke. Okay, I think when I was taking out the socket, I did something and that caused it, but it's fixed. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Do the like for me, please, and y'all have a great week coming up and all that. I'll be in and out of chats throughout the streams, throughout the different ones, so I'm sure I will run across some of y'all, especially if Bruce actually does a stream. You know, I gotta watch that one.